Welcome to the SoCal Tram. I'm Matt.
And I'm Caesar.
And that's right, I fooled you because I see you lip reading all the time. Today, before we get into this fancy fun bottle, you guys know it, you probably love it. But before we do that, we just want to say, if you're new here, we appreciate you stopping by to check out the review. Fun little fact, did you know that 74% of our views come from people just like you? Hit that subscribe button. What are you waiting for? To all of our returning viewers, to the rest of the Dram fam, hey, we appreciate you sticking around. Nonetheless, everybody hit that little bell. That way you know whenever we drop a brand new video. Caesar, I teased it. What do we got on the bar today?
Today we got something that everyone should know about. We got something from your bar.
If you are a bourbon drinker and you have yet to have this bottle, I'm wondering kind of what's wrong with you. That's right. Today we got the Wild Turkey Bourbon 101. That's right. Not your college turkey, but the 101.
Gobble, gobble.
Gobble. So, Wild Turkey 101. That's right. It's a staple on a lot of people's bars. And I'm going to tell you just a tiny little bit about Wild Turkey. For more than 60 years, legendary master distiller Jimmy Russell has been crafting Wild Turkey 101 the right way. With a high rye content, this iconic bourbon is perfectly aged in American white oak barrels with the deepest char for more character. That's all you need to know, folks.
End.
That is all you need to know. Now, truth be told, we have done a Wild Turkey on this channel. It's been a minute since we've done a Wild Turkey. It was actually probably, God,
was it the Masters?
So yeah, it was the Wild Turkey Masters Keep Bottled and Bond, 17 years old. You can check that one out up here.
That's the one that turned me.
Yeah, 100%. That was the one where when I put it on the table, he was like, Wild Turkey.
Yeah.
And then he's like, Wild Turkey. I think that, if I remember correctly, you can check out the whiskey list up here. Yeah. That was your number one for 2020.
I was surprised.
That was a really solid one. Hoping to get another Master's Keep at some point. I do have another one on the bar. It's a little bit older, so I kind of go back and forth on reviewing it. But let us know in the comments. Do you want to see an older Wild Turkey bottling reviewed on this channel? Let us know. But today we've got the Wild Turkey 101. I love this bottle. If you couldn't tell, this is a 1.75 bottle, so it's a biggin. And if you had to guess, Caesar, and placate to the fans here, because I know you know, how much you think I spent for this?
$50.
Not quite $50.
No,
I paid $19.99 for a handle of 101. Fun fact: I was at Vendome in Fullerton, and we're just walking around. It was definitely we didn't intend to go in and buy anything. I just wanted to see what they had, and they just had an end cap full of this, and it was special $19.99. And Joanna, my wife, looks at me. She's like, I know you have a handle of Elijah Craig, but just buy this. She's like, it's a better deal. The regular bottle goes for $18. So $18 for a handle? Yes, please. But I think I've probably given this too much of a preamble. Let's get into it. What are you expecting as you get into this whiskey?
So straight up, I'm not expecting much, y'all. I'm not expecting much because I'm not a big Wild Turkey.
You don't know.
I'm not a big Wild Turkey fan, but that also goes to say that my number one for last year's review was a Wild Turkey, and it was number one because it blew me away at how I didn't think Wild Turkey could ever be that good, but since it is, it definitely deserved that number one spot. So hopefully this wows me like that. But you saying it's $19, it's not. I can honestly say I am not prepared to be wowed here.
Hey, Evan Williams Bottled and Bond. That's all I got to say.
That was great.
Check that one up
That's
here.
a golden Easter egg.
Here's why I like 101 and why a lot of whiskey enthusiasts like 101. A little bit higher proof. right? It's not entry level, because this could have very easily been like a 40 or a 43, which they had. That's the bottle you probably had in college. That's the bottle you said, hey, Mr. when you went to the liquor store for. But this one's a little bit higher proof, so it offers a little bit more character. And here's also why I bought the handle of it. When I bought this, it was very much in the mood of Matt was learning how to do craft cocktails, and I was learning how to make like a really good whiskey sour. This plays really well in rye-based cocktails if you're not a super rye guy, but you need a little bit of that spice for the sake of the cocktail. This plays really nicely. You're not going to be broken up about it because, like I said, it's $20 for a handle. I know that's not the regular price, but even so, $18.99 for just a regular bottle is a steal. But this is a really good bottle. It's a respectable bottle, and when everybody's like, you got, your Wellers, you got your Elijah Craig barrel proofs, and I'm like, hey, I'll just grab that, 101 for a second when you guys keep driving all around town for something that I already have. But let's go ahead and get into it. What are you getting on the nose? Brown sugar.
Brown nail polish remover. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting.
It's young. It's young whiskey. Like, it's between 6 to 8 years, if I'm not mistaken, and it is a higher proof, so it does have a little ethanol-y, that's for sure. I would not deny that.
Brown nail polish.
But it's brown sugar. This is what is this? Brown sugar Dippin' Dots 3.0 with a nail polish remover.
Brown sugar.
Caesar just has this preconceived notion that he's like, I'm just going to shit on it.
Brown nail polish Dippin' Dots. All right, let's see how it tastes, though.
You're going to get the Russells and Matthew McConaughey to come down and be like, hey, we can talk to that boy. I'll be like, all right.
Take two.
This kid.
I'm going to try it again because I was not prepared for that first one.
It's warm. It's warm. It's a neck pour, but it's spicy. Like, that high rye does come in. You get those pepper / kind of like Christmassy spices like cinnamons. A little bit of nutmeg, very, like, the rye in here is almost earthy. Like, there's a certain element of, I hate to say it, but there's a certain element of, like, dirt quality to it.
Now he agrees with me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
That's not saying it's a dirty whiskey.
I know.
There is a certain earthy note to it. But there's still sweetness, for sure. Like, there is that wild turkey orange peel that I got off the Master's Keep, that I get off of the Russell single barrels, and that I get off of the rare breeds. There is definitely that orange citrus note in here that I really enjoy, especially just off the first sip. What? Go ahead.
Yeah, look at you. You're like, I don't even want to ask. You're like, I don't even want to ask.
Team Matt.
No, so honestly, I can honestly say it's not as bad as I expected, but I can also honestly say it is still not something I prefer. Nutmeg is like probably the main quality I get in it, and it's just not my jam. I guess not everyone's gonna make something that's everyone's fair palate.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think it's just not my jam. But I could also say for sure, it's not as bad as I first expected. I thought I wasn't going to get any good flavors out of it. There is a hint of sweetness in there, but that nutmeg is just overriding everything.
Again, it's a higher rye bourbon, so it's going to be spicy. Like, if you're not into rye, if you're not into a spicy whiskey, don't get this. But for me, I enjoy it. I enjoy a little bit of character. I'm a little bit more complex than this one. I'm showing up in a tank top to a shoot. That's all right. Yes, I kicked my pinky out like a respectable drinker, sir. So, yeah, I mean, it's just solid. Like, it's very middle of the road. It's very over home plate. It is not going to light the world on fire, but it's also not going to be super offensive. But I think it gets a bad rap. Like, so I use this analogy with the Tim Burton Batman movies and what became the Joel Schumacher Batman movies. And Caesar's over here like, wait, what are we talking about, Batman now? And a lot of people associate Batman Forever with Val Kilmer with Batman and Robin. with George Clooney. And they often will mix those two movies in their head. And so when I'm talking about Batman Forever, they're like, oh, that one's terrible. And I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, yeah, the one with Arnie as Mr. Freeze.
I love that one. I love that one.
I'm talking about Val Kilmer. I'm talking about, yes, Jim Carrey as the Riddler and Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face. Yeah. And everyone's like, I don't know. And I'm like, go back and rewatch it. It's a decent movie. So
I like them all.
This is Batman Forever, and just Wild Turkey 86, that's going to be your Batman and Robin. But like I said, for me, I actually really enjoy it. Like, unabashedly do I really enjoy this whiskey. The only reason why we are pouring from the neck right now is because I have a handle of Elijah Craig that I'm still trying to get through. Elijah Craig review right up here. You can check that out. Do you add water to it?
Yeah, hey, the water is actually better.
Oh, okay.
The water's better. Yeah. So I definitely get, actually I think I get that orange peel coming out of this now too with the water. But the sweetness is more subtle now. Like there's definitely some more, I think it's cinnamon coming out, but it is definitely sweeter with the water. Like if anyone ever offers me this, now I know. Like a bartender would be like, I got nothing but Wild Turkey 101 on the bar. I'll be like, well then.
What bar are you going to? The tasting room at Wild Turkey Distillery?
I'll be like, all right then, just splash a bit of water on top of that bitch when you're done with it and give it right to me. Because that is actually not bad. That is enjoyable with water.
Yeah. I like I said, this makes a fantastic whiskey sour. And
it's enjoyable with water.
I would think that this, just, an ounce pour with some ice and Topo Chico, that might be what I'm drinking this weekend. We'll see. But nonetheless, I actually really enjoy it with water too. Like you said, the cinnamon goes away, or the cinnamon kind of comes forward, but you lose like the other spices that are happening.
Yeah.
Get a little bit more like caramel sweetness for sure. Interestingly enough, no cherry in this bourbon. Like I get zero cherry here for sure. Not saying it's not there. Some people probably get it. I just don't. Brown sugar and just that orange peel. Like brown sugar, orange is just kind of like as if you just kind of like caramelized brown sugar or caramelized orange peels. Like that's just really kind of what I'm getting out of this, and it's really nice. If I had to rate this one again, this is gonna be interesting because again you got to factor the price point with the proof with just the overall brand, right? A lot of people look at Wild Turkey or Maker's Mark or Jameson, all the big brands, and they'll be like, down with them all. I only drink the
down
craft
with the
stuff.
sickness,
dude. There's a reason why they're up there. There's a reason why everybody knows them. It's a recognizable brand, and it's not because, they were the longest reigning ones or anything like that. It's because they make quality. They're able to consistently put out quality. Whether you like the flavors that is happening, that's up to you. But for me, at the price point, and let's say this were just a normal $7.50, $19, I'm giving it a 3.5. I think 3.5 is super respectable. Are there better whiskeys than it? Sure. But is it doing what it's set out to do? Absolutely. So for me, it's a 3.5 out of 5 for sure. Where are you going?
So I'll be quite honest. Before the water,
you were coming in with a 1.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, before the water, I was gonna come in with a 1, like straight up a 1. Like just, I was like, it's something to drink. I'm gonna only give it a 1 because it's a 101. It's enough alcohol to do justice for the harshness I'm drinking. But after the water, I didn't realize it was gonna be that enjoyable. So now it is a 1.5. So I'll give you that. It is a 1.5 for me.
Hey, it's not the bottom floor, just like the proof. Do us a favor, folks. Hit us up in the comments. What do you think of Wild Turkey 101? Is there another Wild Turkey you think we should try? Do you want to see a review of a Russell Single Barrel pick? Because we got one. Always, we appreciate you when you hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We love interacting with you there. Caesar, you got anything else you want to add?
Nah, what about you, brother?
Nope. But hey, if you're new, don't forget, hit that subscribe button. Also, check out all these reviews. We've been doing this for close to 2 years. Can you believe it? If you got any suggestions for our 100th review, which should be coming sometime in November, we'd love to hear them down in the comments. Until next time, stay safe and drink well. All aboard? All right. Hey everybody, hope you liked that video.
Don't forget to hit that bell for notifications.
And don't forget to subscribe.
Every time I finish, the beat I make, it means brakes are sticking. So it means watch the fuck out, people. The brakes are stuck.